I am the collector and I'm here to add you to my collection. Alright, get this mask off here. I'm not going to do the review in the mask. The Collector and the Collection. We're going to do both movies in this review of Big Guy Movie Reviews. And please hit the subscribe button if you like this. Or if you're watching this on Blip TV, hit the follow button. And let's talk about these movies here. I rented The Collector on DVD to get myself familiar with this character and I want to watch the first movie before I go see the second one in the theater. And the first movie is very good. I really like this movie a lot. I heard it was a bad horror movie. I don't think it's that bad of a horror movie at all. And the plot, this ex-con named Arkin, he is a safecracker. He goes to this house as a handyman to do some work, and he's been casing the joint because there happens to be this gem and these loan sharks that want some money from his wife, and they're very tough guys. They want him to go into the house, steal the gem, and bring it back to them for the money. And when he goes into this house, he walks into a horror movie. He walks into this guy named the Collector who's torturing the family. And he's set up the house in these elaborate traps. He's pulled the boards out of the stairs and turned them upside down with the nails pointing straight up. He's got bear traps along the floor, one area. These traps are set up because the Collector knows that the family's oldest daughter is out with her boyfriend, and he plans to catch them and kill them. And so he's got to save everybody in the house. And one of the people, and I am going to do a little bit of spoilers in this movie because I want to tell you how it ends to get into the collection. But basically, he's able to save the family's youngest daughter, and he and the youngest daughter, the Arkin youngest daughter, get away from the Collector. But there's a but. The Collector goes after them. The little girl gets picked up by the police, luckily. But Arkin gets grabbed by the Collector and gets thrown in this Foot Locker-like box and gets taken away. That's the end of the movie. So that is the end. It was very good. I thought the suspense was great. I was really on the edge of my seat through the movie. Very gross, very gory. So I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I sometimes don't like gory horror movies that much. Although one of my favorite horror movies that's pretty gory horror movie miniseries, The Storm of the Century. That was pretty gory. So let's talk about the sequel, The Collection. This movie I have mixed feelings about, and I was really looking forward to it. I didn't want to go out with mixed feelings. Now, the Collector always takes one person back to his warehouse as part of his collection, quote unquote, to see if this person can live through this warehouse and survive. And if he does survive, he throws this guy back into a Foot Locker and takes him to wherever his next hit's gonna be and exchanges that person for whoever is another person that opens the box, and that person becomes the new part of the collection. So Arkin is able to survive the warehouse of traps that he gets taken to, and he gets thrown into another Foot Locker, and the collector takes him to this nightclub that he has set up. And he has invited a whole bunch of kids, a whole bunch of 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and so forth, to this club. I think he dresses himself up as the doorman, because that would make sense, I guess, to pretend to be the doorman, because it doesn't really make sense that the doorman is in on it unless the doorman is the collector in bad makeup. And you see the doorman let in the last few people into the nightclub before the traps get set. Elena is the main girl that is one of the people that goes to the nightclub, and her best friend and this nerdy boy. And then somebody trips a wire, this giant ass weed whacker, this is all over the trailer, and it kills almost everybody in the room. And whoever doesn't get killed, they get killed in this cage thing that's squishing them from the ceiling. All except Elena. Elena's in another room. She finds the box, the Foot Locker box, with Arkin inside. She opens it, Arkin jumps out and tries to save her, but the collector throws her into the box and he gets out. He gets out of the nightclub and he's picked up by the police. He tells the police, quote, everything he knows about what happened. And then this guy, played by Lee Targison, named Lucello, he is Elena's kind of like secondary father and the bodyguard, I guess. Elena's father, Mr. Peters, that's it. Mr. Peters, played by Christopher McDonald, and Lee Targison blackmails Arkin into going with him back to hell, back to the warehouse, with this team that Lucello has brought together with him of people to rescue Elena. And the way Arkin leads them back, he has cut his arm in certain ways, little slits in his arm, certain ways, so he can like keep track of where the warehouse was. I guess if he was able to get out, he was able to figure out where he was and able to get back to wherever he was taken from. I guess that's the reason why he cut his arm this way. I guess the big question is, why didn't he tell this to the authorities? My answer would probably be, he wants to leave this horrific episode behind him. He doesn't care about Elena. He just cares about his own survival. The other question would be, what about the loan sharks? The loan sharks were never mentioned at all in this film. The film just centers mostly on the rescue of Elena. Which I can understand that, but what happened to the loan sharks? And I guess the only answer we can come up with, which I wish should have been told to us in the movie, maybe Mr. Peters pays the loan sharks off in exchange for Arkin getting Elena out of the warehouse. And the warehouse of traps, that is just amazing. The traps are more intense. The gore, there's a lot more gore, obviously. The torture gets more intense. It does get to be a little bit much like a Saw sequel. And there's a lot of generic things that you see in a lot of horror movies. There's one scene, it's in the trailer, where you see Arkin looking around, the light is flicking in and out. And how many times have we seen that scene before? Flickers in and out, in and out. Oh, the killer's right behind you. That was just so predictable. And I really didn't like seeing that scene. And there was one girl that they ended up trying to save, played by Erin Way, I think is the name of the actress. I really was annoyed by, and I didn't like what she was doing in the movie. So that's one of the things I didn't like about this movie. Things I did like about the movie, definitely how strong of a character Elena is. Also, I liked the way Arkin was in both films. This collector guy, he's a pretty good horror villain. There was like one scene where he does like a Freddy Krueger-like thing with a hook on the wall. That was actually pretty cool, even though it's obviously a ripoff of Freddy Krueger. I guess it if you do it the right way, it doesn't feel like a bad thing. And the scene where he lays out the spiders everywhere, that is awesome as well. So, rating, because in some ways this movie is a little bit better than the collector, and in other ways it isn't, because this a lot of the generic cliche things that happen in the movie. So, I have to say about an 8 out of 10. Damn, I actually am going a rating down than up. But yeah, I had to bring it down a bit from the collector. I actually like the collector a little bit more. But both are horror films I probably would not want to watch over and over again, because damn, too much gore for me to watch over and over again. But if you like horror movies with a lot of gore, definitely recommend The Collector and The Collection. And that's pretty much it.